what a sweet treat we got today. So basically, there's huge rivals. Moon pie was started in the US. Thank you, everybody. Or no, wait, you're welcome, everybody. I don't know if I've ever had a moon pie before, but I did know about them. However, in the 1970s, I believe it was Orion who first started this sort of moon pie knockoff, ripoff, homage to moon pie called Choco pie. And then Lotte was not too far after, trying to make this magical treat. And they succeeded because these two rivals have long tried to take the biggest market share in Korea. But in the end, everybody knows Choco pie. They all like it. And even though a lot of people think of Orion when they think of it at first, they don't mind buying Lotte if it's right there in front of them. It's kind of pretty similar in their eyes. Of course, from what I've seen from students or whatever, right? So that has happened, and they're also connected with this idea of Chung. And it's kind of like them trying to spread the love around, basically, is what's going on. And this is what Korea's situation is. But something a little bit more fun and shocking happened in India. Because maybe in Korea, Orion does have technically a larger market share, but Lotte in India has up to 80% of market share of Choco pie. And man, they love it over there. You can get it anywhere. It is part of the culture. It is part of the ether in the whole sort of, what is that German word for zeitgeist. The zeitgeist of their culture. You can get it for breakfast on a train if you want. It's just everywhere. They love it. And so for a long time now, India has incorporated this into its culture, and Choco pie will hopefully be living on and on, both loved by Koreans and Indians alike. Now, which country will be next? Only time will tell. Now, let's go ahead and jump into some of these questions. You look very ready to answer these. Now, this question was, I'm glad you have it because I couldn't think of anything. I'm not really good at remembering product placements. But have you ever seen any movies or TV shows or anything that featured any Choco pies?
I thought it was a weird question at first, but then I remembered. It's like, now it's a really old movie now, but it was, I think in English it's called This Is the Way or something like that. You guys will know it by its Korean title, which I have of course forgotten. But think, maybe you can remember, there's a movie about a city kid, and I think maybe he's only got one parent, or the parents are just really busy working hard. So he ends up going out to the countryside to stay with his grandmother. She has to look after him for a while because parents are busy. But he's like this really sort of spoilt, bratty kid, and he doesn't appreciate anything. You know, oh, we're living in this rural town, and we don't have the food I like, and we don't have this that I want, and I want new shoes. But it's one of those, you know, learning stories. He grows, he learns, you know, he learns to love his grandmother and appreciate their way of life. And then I think there's this scene like at the end where she doesn't have much money, so whenever he wants like city food or fast food or anything, she can't afford it. But then at the end, like, she gives him these few Choco pies, and because they've kind of bonded by that point, it's a really sweet moment. And of course, yes, you see the label in big letters. Nice product placement. The gift of love is Choco pie.
Was it Orion or Lotte?
I can't remember now. I think it must have been the Orion ones, because they use that term Choco pie, right? Does Lotte also say Choco pie? I think it doesn't say that, does it?
Oh.
Because that's Orion's copyrighted. I don't know, actually.
I've always just looked at the pictures.
Yeah. I can't remember. Go buy some Choco pie and find out. Put it in the comments.
What a heartwarming movie.
Oh, yes. It was a very sweet
Spoiled brat learns to appreciate life. Now, a term I used, Chung, is considered to be a pretty complex term. It has a lot of different sort of emotions mixed into the word. And some people have a hard time translating it into other languages. Now, in your thought or idea, how would you define it and how would you kind of translate it into English?
I think after spending a long time in Korea and, you know, talking about all the different forms of jang, I think I often describe it to my friends back home as kind of a manifestation of empathy. That it's, you know, we all, as humans, unless you're a psychopath, of course, psychopaths are known for their lack of empathy, but we do have a sort of innate ability to feel each other's emotions. And sometimes, whether we like it or not, sometimes we don't want to help people, but we do because we have this sort of emotional connection to one another. It's part of what it means to be human. So again, I don't think empathy is a perfect translation for Jung, but I think that describes the core of the experience of Jung.
Oh, there we go. Well, now you know you can start to describe it like that to your friends or family, or I guess not family, but probably friends that you have in other countries if you're trying to describe that as a Korean. And now if you go to Korea, you will know kind of what that sort of tongue meaning is, and you can feel that with them. Yeah, I think this concept is in every country is just said in different words or in several words sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes English doesn't have the right word for something. So rather than invent a new English word, we just steal the word from another language. Mukbang is a fantastic new example.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Zeitgeist, which is what you said earlier. We stole that word from German.
Yeah, it's a great word too. And then we put our own definition to it and then say it's ours. Yes, you're welcome, everybody. We took your language and took it for ourselves. What did they say English is like? A language that beats up other languages and takes their spare vocabulary?
Yes. I described it, English is a hungry language.
And it eats everything around it. Well, that's pretty good because we were talking about choco pies. So as you guys are enjoying a choco pie, because we know while listening to this, you probably thought to yourself, man, it's a pretty good time to have a choco pie right now. And there we go. Marketing worked. They're not a sponsor, but you just had one. And also try to have that sweet, sweet vocabulary down below. Use it in your everyday language, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Epitomize.
Epitomize.
Trace back.
Trace back.
Embody.
Embody.
Market share.
Market share.
Pervasive.
Pervasive.